Good morning, neighbors. It is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026, and you are tuned in to the Murphy Morning Show. I am your host, Sara, here to walk with you through St. Patrick's Day in beautiful Murphy, North Carolina, with your local news, weather, and community happenings. Let us start with what is going on around our community today. Cherokee County is still feeling the ripple effects of recent changes in law enforcement leadership, after Sheriff Dustin Smith announced his resignation last month and confirmed he will not seek re-election. Folks around Murphy have been sharing a mix of shock and relief, and county leaders are now working through how new leadership at the sheriff's office will rebuild trust, tighten procedures, and respond to long-standing concerns about public safety and accountability across the county. Those concerns have been especially tender in the wake of the heartbreaking dog attack death of 74-year-old Diane Emily Pellington, whose body was found near Murphy earlier this month. Investigators identified 3 dogs believed to be involved, and the case has renewed calls for stronger animal control policies, clearer rules for pet owners, and better resources for deputies and animal control officers. Neighbors across Murphy, Peachtree, and the Hiwassee Dam area are watching closely to see what changes commissioners and law enforcement will make to help prevent another tragedy like this. On the education front, the Cherokee County Board of Education is wrestling with some big decisions about facilities and funding. Board members recently discussed the future of school buildings in Murphy and across the county, including capital projects like replacing aging chillers at Andrews Middle School and Martins Creek, and whether a new high school in Murphy would really solve the deeper county-wide needs. There is also an ongoing search for a new location for certain early education and Head Start-style programs after the county began planning a government complex near Murphy Elementary, which means those programs will eventually have to relocate within a few miles of town. School leaders are also working through budget adjustments as new state dollars arrive and deadlines approach for surveys and applications tied to future funding. They have talked openly about how tough it is to make long-term decisions, knowing that any one new building or project does not fix every issue in a rural county spread from Murphy to Andrews. For parents and students, that means this spring is a time to stay plugged in, fill out surveys when asked, and keep an eye on board meetings as they shape what classrooms and campuses will look like in the next few years. We also have some brighter news on the community front. Local law enforcement in and around Murphy recently took time to visit schools and read to students for Red Across America activities, bringing officers into classrooms in a positive way. Kids got the chance to see the people behind the uniforms, and officers got to build connections that can help rebuild trust after a tough stretch of headlines. It is the kind of small, everyday interaction that helps remind us that most folks in uniform are here to serve and protect, and that our community is stronger when students feel comfortable around the adults who help keep them safe. Looking a bit ahead, downtown Murphy is gearing up for one of the biggest days of the year, the Murphy Spring Festival, coming up on Saturday, May 2nd, right in the heart of downtown. Tennessee Street and the surrounding area will turn into a full street festival with live music, food trucks, arts, and craft vendors, a kids area, and a beer and wine garden, drawing visitors from Andrews, Peachtree, and across our mountain region. It is still a few weeks away, but organizers are already calling for vendors, sponsors, and volunteers, and they have even set a rain date for Sunday, May 4th, just in case the weather does not cooperate. All right, let us talk weather for Murphy. For today, St. Patrick's Day, you can expect a pleasant, early spring feel, with an afternoon high right around the mid to upper 60s and a morning low in the low 40s. It should be a fairly mild, partly cloudy day, with just a slight chance of a light shower here or there, but overall it looks pretty friendly for any green-themed plans, from errands in town to a little backyard cookout later on. Tomorrow, Wednesday, temperatures stay comfortable, with highs again in the mid to upper 60s and overnight lows in the low 40s. You can look for a mix of sun and clouds and a modest chance of a passing shower, the kind of day where you might want a light jacket in the morning and short sleeves by mid-afternoon. By Thursday, things cool off just a touch, with highs hovering in the low to mid-60s and lows near the low 40s, and a slightly better chance of a scattered shower as another system clips the region, though we are not looking at an all-day washout. Overall, it is a classic Murphy March pattern: cool nights, mild afternoons, and the possibility of a couple of spring showers to keep everything green. And hey, while we are paused on the weather, let me ask a quick favor. If you enjoy starting your day with the Murphy Morning Show, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and go ahead and slam the notification bell so you never miss an update. If you find value in this show, it would mean the world if you would share the channel with a friend, a neighbor, or a family member who might like a little local news with their morning coffee. Now, let us look at some community events around Murphy and our neighboring towns. Since today is St. Patrick's Day, there are a few local and regional celebrations to keep in mind. Downtown Murphy has been promoting a St. Patrick's gathering centered around Wofford Street, where local businesses are leaning into the green with food, drinks, and festive decorations. If you head that way later today, you can expect a casual, small-town vibe rather than a huge city-style parade, but it is a nice chance to see neighbors in their green, support local shops, and enjoy a relaxed holiday atmosphere. If you are willing to drive a bit farther toward the broader western North Carolina and North Georgia region, there are also pub events and St. Patrick's parties in larger towns and cities across the state today, many featuring live music, special menus, and Irish-themed celebrations. If you do choose to travel for an evening out, just remember to plan ahead, have a designated driver, and give yourself extra time on the roads as other folks make their way home after the festivities. Closer to home in the weeks ahead, of course, that Murphy Spring Festival in early May will be the big one to circle on your calendar, with vendors, food trucks, a kids' carnival, and live bands set to bring thousands of people into downtown for a full day of fun. As you make your plans, a gentle reminder to stay safe and look out for one another. If you are out tonight for St. Patrick's Day, whether it is in Murphy, Andrews, or one of our neighboring mountain towns, please do not drink and drive, keep an eye on changing weather, and be patient with others who are out enjoying the holiday. Our first responders, law enforcement, and medical teams have already had a busy year, and the best gift we can give them is a quiet, uneventful night. As we wrap up this St. Patrick's Day edition of the Murphy Morning Show, I want to wish each of you a happy and safe St. Patrick's Day. May your day be filled with good company, a little laughter, and the kind of small-town moments that make living in and around Murphy so special. Thank you for starting your morning with me, for being part of this community, and for letting me share a few minutes of news, weather, and connection with you. I am Sara, and this has been your Murphy Morning Show for Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Take good care of yourselves and each other today, enjoy the green, and I hope you will join me again tomorrow morning for more local news, weather, and community stories from right here in our corner of the mountains.